Randall Hughes with God Glorified, and we're reading for January the 3rd, and this will be predominantly from Genesis chapter 7 through 11 is what we're hoping to make it to, and that is where we'll start. I want to say it's my desire, obviously, that you have done some prayer and devotion, asking the Lord to lead and guide His Spirit to help us as we go through His Word, because this is a spiritual book. This is not a math book. This is not an English book. There's not something. There's spiritual implications to the things that we read here that can only be discerned spiritually, and so that's so important. So, Genesis chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of the beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of the waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, and male and female, as God had commanded Noah. I might mention that according to Reese, this is the year 2319, with the 1977 edition. This is the year 2348 for the 2016 edition. And so creation happening somewhere around 404 in the 2016 edition, and somewhere around 3975 in the 1977 edition. So around 2319 BC. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of the heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife and the 3 wives of his sons with him into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him. And the Lord, it's all capital Lord, Yahweh, shut the door. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. And the waters prevailed, and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went up on the face of the waters, and the waters prevailed exceeding upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both fowl and of cattle and of beast, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostril was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. And every living substance was destroyed which is upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle and creeping things and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, they and they that were with him. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Genesis 8 and 1. And God remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of the heavens were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month upon the mountain of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. And the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot. And she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time, and harvest, and cold, and heat, and summer, winter, and day and night shall not cease. Now back, that was from chapter 8, by the way, the end of chapter 8. We now jump to chapter 9, verse 8. God spoke unto Noah and said to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there be any more a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and between every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bows shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, and I will remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh, and is upon the earth. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, and even as the green herbs have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And so now this is Genesis 9, verse 18. And the sons of Noah that went forth out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. chapter 10, verse 32. These are the families of the sons of Noah after their generations in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Medea, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. Now 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 5. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Medea, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, and Kittim, and Dodanim. Genesis 10, verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, it's P-H-U-T, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Shabta, and Raamah, and Sabtechah. And the sons of Raamah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth, and he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before or against the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, and the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and builded Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah, and the same is a great city. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Anamim, and Lehabah, and Naphtuhim, and Pathrushim, and Cashluhim, out of whom came Philistim, and Caphtorim. And Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites, and the Girgasites, and the Hivites, and the Archites, and the Sinites, and the Arvadite, and the Zimmerite, and the Hamthite. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad, and the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon as thou comest to Gerar unto Gaza, and as thou goest into Sodom and Gomorrah and Admah and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Now 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 8. The sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, Put, and Canaan, and the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabta, and Raamah, and Sabtechah, and the sons of Raamah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be mighty upon the earth. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Anamim, and Lahibim, and Nephutuhim, and Pathrusim, and Casluhim, of whom came the Philistines, and the Caphtoriums. And the Canaan begat Zidon, and the firstborn, in Heth, and the Jebusites also, and the Amorites, and the Girgasites, and the Hivites, and the Archites, and the Sinites, and the Arvadite, and the Zimmerite, and the Hamathite. And now back to chapter 10, verse 31. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongue, and in their lands, after their nations. Back to verse 21. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born. And the children of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, Hul, and Gether. and Mash. Now 1 Chronicles 1:17. And the sons of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, and Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Meshech. Now 1 Chronicles 1:24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah. These are the generations of Shem, and Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. Now at chapter 9, verse 20. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. Now Genesis 9:22. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah woke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servants. Chapter 11, verse 12. And Arphaxad lived 35 years and begat Selah. Chapter 10 of Genesis, verse 24. And Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber. 1 Chronicles 1:18. And Arphaxad begat Shelah, and Shelah begat Eber. And then in Genesis 11, verse 14. And Selah lived 30 years and begat Eber. In Genesis 10, verse 25. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. 1 Chronicles 1:19. And unto Eber were born two sons, and the name of the one was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Eber, Peleg, Reu. All right, and now we're in chapter 10, verse 26 of Genesis. Joktan begat Almodad, and Shaleth, and Hazarmaveth, and Jerah, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Obal, and Abmiel, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jabab. All these were the sons of Joktan, and their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. Now 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 20. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hazarmaveth, and Jerah, Hadoram, also in Uzal, and Diklah, and Ebal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. And then Genesis 11, verse 18. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reuel. And Genesis 11, verse 20. And Reuel lived 32 years and begat Serug. And so now we'll continue with chapter 11. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city, and a tower whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence and upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore there is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. 1 Chronicles 1, verse 26. Serug, Nahor, Terah. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. That's Genesis 11:22. And then Genesis 11:24. Nahor lived 29 years and begat Terah. Genesis 11:26. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And so I'm going to read the rest of Genesis 11 that I can here. And Peleg lived after he begat Rehu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. 1 Chronicles 1. Abram, the name, the same as Abraham. 1 Chronicles 1:27. Then Genesis 11:27. These are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. And so we're going to end our reading here, and we will begin tomorrow with Job chapter 1. And so, God bless you.